Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator Career Mode using the online or on-air airline manager to basically do that, which I love this program. I'm going to be saying that for a while, and I definitely recommend that you guys go ahead and give it a try. It is completely free for 7 days, and trust me, in those 7 days on the world that I was originally playing on, you guys will be rock stars, and that's a great way to learn. Then you can purchase it for a year, and it's like $30 for an entire year to play. And you can reset the world as many times as you guys would like and start over if you guys choose to do that. If you guys want to fly in like different areas of the world, really at any time that you want. And there's no limitations. There's a starting and main hub airport, and whatever one you choose from that is where a lot of your stuff will basically go out of eventually. So like in my case, I chose London City, which is a very tiny airport. So if I get further and I start getting a ton of to level up to get a lot more experience points and to get more of my skills tree available, I'm going to have to probably do multiple runs to that specific airport because an A320 is not going to land there, unfortunately. Well, it probably could, but it's gonna take a little bit of work. We're just gonna leave it at that. It probably actually can in real life, but I don't think they actually really do it. I think it's more of like the Embraers and the CRJs. I think those are the types of aircraft that would actually fly into London City. Not 100% sure on that, but we made a little bit of money on the last go around here, and you can see that there was $4,200 for that. So we were down to 2,400. If we actually take a look at our balance statement here, you can see that we had started with 10,000, and this is how much money that we've actually generated. But if we actually look at it a little bit more in depth and look actually at the income statement, you can see a little bit our expenses are definitely outweighing our income. So this is what we had. So this is the renting bond. When we in the very first episode, we were able to do that. And then we actually paid for the rental of the aircraft this last time for our check ride. And then we actually did this one, and that was our last flight, basically from Isle of Man down to the Cambridge area. And that's how much we paid for that. Plus, we also had to pay for our fuel, which to fill up at Isle of Man was almost $500. So we spent $1,100 this last go around. Plus, we actually had our landing fees and some parking fees at the other one. So we've spent $170 roughly in parking and landing fees. Great, right? I mean, if you think about it. So now we got to make some extra money. So when is that? 11, almost $1,200 roughly. So we actually only made a $3,000 profit. I mean, but in real life, if I was going to make $3,000 in little 1.1 hours, then yes please, let's do that. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going to our aircraft, and I want to try to get down into London City. Now, I have purchased the London City airport, and then I've actually manual cached a lot of the London area, so hopefully that's not that big of a stress on my computer, but I guess we'll just kind of have to see. Says it should be more than however many nautical miles, but I don't want to do anything that's new. And I don't want to go up that way. I want to do that one. Ooh, that one going, oh, that one's going down to France. That one's actually decent pay, and it's going down to France. They're right outside of Paris, so that's pretty cool. We got EGMH. That one going. Netherlands. That one's going to Heathrow. That one's got 3. I can't even do that one. And then there's that as well, which this is the original airport that I was thinking about doing, the WU, because that one actually has a decently long runway. Well, I guess it's not that long. So, but let's see, how about if we do things short for like 50 nautical miles or less? just curious to see some of this. And see, these, I don't think these are actually worth it down here. Unless something actually gets me down into London City, then I'll do it. But it definitely does not look like we're going to. Okay, so let's do the small trip. And what is something, I mean, I could go to there, and then to here, and then fly over to, how much is that? Yeah, I definitely have to fly back up here, wouldn't I? Which that's not really a problem. It's not time constrained, and it is $12,000. That one I can't even do because of why? Can't do last minute jobs yet. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to go that many places anyway. That's the one that's going to... Not to Paris quite. Definitely don't want to go that way. So I actually might take this top one. So it's a flight down to London Stratton. At least I'm pretty sure that's London Stratton. And then the one that's pretty much right next to Heathrow. I mean, it's literally like right next door. So that would actually work. So I would want to do that one second, and then I would just do a short flight over to... See, it would be right in here somewhere, London City. So from there to there. So I guess that would be an opportunity, and it's a decent amount of money. So I think that's actually worth it in the grand scheme of things. So if we take this one, it's going to be a two-part segment, I think, right here. Let's go ahead and we can probably do the entire flights from both of there to there. And let's see, let's do craft, and let's go ahead and load. We want to go to this one first. We want to fill up on fuel. You know what? I don't want to fill up really with fuel because we got another extra 100 pounds that we got to try to fit in here. So I'll purchase a little bit of gas. Let's get up to like 80%. A little bit of fuel. All right, perfect. It's loading. It's going to take a minute for it to load. Then we got EGSS, so Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. And that's pretty much all that we're doing with this one at this present time. Now, I do want to take a look at, see if we have an ILS. So both runways do. We're probably going to be landing on runway 22. So go back, and actually let's go ahead and take a look at our flight simulator real quick. While that is actually continuing to load, there's only a half a minute left on it anyway. So here we are, we got our aircraft again, and we're going to go from EGUL, and here we go. We're going to select some our stand. Oh, we'll just say right here is the departure. That looks good to me. And we're going to fly down to EGSS, Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. Stansted, if I'm pronouncing that. So that's a decent runway. I should have chose that like as my main hub, to be honest. There's London Gap. I don't want to click on it. All right, so if we do below altitude, LS22. That's such a weird... Such a weird thing. Of course, I'm not going to be able to... Basically, take off, get to this waypoint right here, and I don't know what that mess is. That mess is a mess. That goes all the way around the stupid airport. Nope. We're just gonna go back up to direct. That's what we're gonna do. It's 34 nautical miles. It says it's gonna take 6 minutes, so I guess whatever. Let's go ahead and click on fly. We're gonna get that over and get that loaded. We can actually go to the flight tracking page. I'm gonna guess that we're gonna get charged. Can't even start tracking yet. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at our income statement. Guessing we just got charged a little bit more. Oh, we haven't yet. Okay. I wonder what it actually technically charges us. I'd be kind of curious to see that. So let's go back and go to the tracking, resume the flight. It says unpause the simulator to get accurate values. Well, I can't. It hasn't loaded yet. God's sakes. Oh, I probably shouldn't have left it on the loading screen. I should probably change it over for you guys to kind of see. But yeah, we didn't get charged yet for the landing fees or the parking fees yet. We're currently located just outside of Cambridge. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. All right, cool. We can click on fly now, and then on my other screen, I'm gonna click on start tracking, and it's gonna change the day because I have it set so that it's daylight when I'm flying, which is pretty cool. All right, this is an interesting airport. So it looks like we have to go to our left that way, and that will connect us up. I can't really tell. It looks, or we might have to go to the right and then go across the runway pretty much right here. And that will actually, then we go down all the way over there. But it looks like we can actually travel, but I can't tell if there's buildings in the way or not. That's what's really... How about if we go to the outside of the aircraft? Looks like I could probably make it through there. So I can either go this way or I can go off over that way. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because it looks like it's going to take me about the same amount of time. So I think I'm just going to go off to the left and sneak in between all those buildings, and I hope that we don't cause any issues. And just kind of leave it at that. Gotta love that. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out. I'm going to turn on the battery. And we're going to turn on nav and strobe lights for that. That's awesome. We're going to turn on the ability to do autopilot, manual, or automatic. And that all looks really good. And then I guess what we can do is we can turn on... I don't think we're going to need any of this today. We don't even need to turn on the anti-ice to be 100% honest. We're going to go ahead and start the engine. I need to have a master caution
until you land and shut down the engines.
Okay, let's give just a little bit of fuel there, and that all looks good. And we can bring that up into all right. That is looking great. Turn off the ignition. All right, cool. That's pretty much what we need. We're going to turn on the taxi light. We are going to, I guess, we could set or turn on our flight director. We also need to do vertical speed, and we're going to climb out of here pretty quickly because this thing can climb. And we're only going to go up to like 4,000, I think, feet today. Really don't need to go very high at all. I mean, we could even probably get away with 5,000 feet, to be 100% honest, because it's really not that long of a flight, but I think we'll just keep it at 4,000 feet. Everybody should be fine there. And that should be it. We can actually turn on our ability for GPS. So we're going to fly out, and then we're going to bank basically to the left pretty quickly, actually, because there is an airport just south of us, if you can kind of see it right down here. Actually, right there. So we want to bank to the left pretty quickly. That way we don't have any kind of issues with that airport. All right, so we don't need to be pushed back, so we're going to release the parking brake. We're going to put the flaps down to take off, give it a little bit of some juice to get us going. All right, so the weather is a lot more clear at this point in time than what we did the last flight at. Fortunately, I'm not going to get paid for a little bit of time, so there is always that. We'll just do a little bit of taxiing out here, and we're going to do the full flight all the way down to London and Stratton. And then I think I'm actually pronouncing that airport correctly. And then we're going to basically come back and then go down to the other airport. I think it was Echo Golf Whiskey Uniform, and now we're going to Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. Looks like there's some more TBMs in the distance over there. I do have real live weather, or actual weather, turned on, and I don't think it's as accurate as it should be, to be honest. However, I do have real world flight set on, and that is actually pretty dang accurate. I've actually taken a look at the like Flight Radar 24, and there's a little bit of a difference because it's just a little bit behind, but it's not that far. I would say most of the planes are about 50 nautical miles behind of where it actually says they're actually located at, which is actually pretty cool. So you can actually look at in real life and see where they're going, because in the game it doesn't tell you. It just tells you, you know, the flight number, and that's really about it. Weird. I was like a little. You guys see that? A little like loop-de-loop back there. That was kind of interesting. Whatever. It is what it is. All right, so now we actually have a long taxi all the way down to get down to, what is it, runway 24? I think that's the runway that we're going after. Are taxiing quite fast. This is some interesting. I wonder how accurate this actually is, because it seems weird. Like there's all these just like empty, like parking lots, and there's just this random building right there. I don't know. It just seems really strange to me. Interesting. And if you guys are interested, I do plan on doing a couple live streams with the OnAir, and that's pretty much how we're going to determine where our flights are going to be. Are those really supposed to be houses right down the runway? Odd. All right, let's all that. That's looking pretty good. Flight director is on. Altitude is set at 4,000 feet. Vertical speed is also set to 2,000, climb to 2,000 feet per minute, which that's, we're gonna get up to 4,000 feet in absolutely no time. Autopilot is currently off. And we actually are approaching the runway. I can see the street off to the right hand side and the traffic moving over there. I mean, I'm definitely going to incur a little bit of some landing fees with this flight because I'm going to have to fly down to Echo Golf Sierra Sierra, then back. So each time I mean, every time that when I come back, I'm going to have to get some, I'm going to have to pay for some fees. All right, we are entering runway 24. Landing gear, or landing lights on, and oh, my wheelchair, my office actually just pushed back on me. That's always lovely. All right, we're gonna kind of. I'm actually gonna select the heading so that's actually going the right direction. Let's go ahead and go. Takeoff speed again is about 95 knots. Rotate. There we go. That was a nice climb out.
Logged.
We are positive rate, gear up. We're gonna bring back on the throttle a little bit. We're gonna fly runway heading. Looking so cool. All right, now to avoid that other airport, we're gonna bank to the left. I'll still do this by hand flying. Then we're gonna straighten it out a little bit. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the autopilot on. Vertical speed. And heading. And then when we get close to our magenta line, which we're actually pretty close, I can go ahead and click on nav. And there we go. Turn off the master caution. And everything is actually looking pretty good. I'd be interested to know like what the real life departure for that airport would be because I don't think that that's right at all. Guess we can bring our flaps up now too. All right, so let's check our gear. Gear is up and locked. We've got flaps up. We're under 75% for our throttle. We are increasing our speed by quite a bit. So I think everything is actually looking pretty good. Actually, I'm going to bring that back a little bit because we don't need to go quite that fast anyway. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at what the landing for that was. So Echo Golf Sierra Sierra is, we've got, turn that off. We're going to go into our nav. We're going to go into this and to our frequencies, and it's 11050. We're going to transfer that, so that's actually all set and ready to go. We're 16 nautical miles away from Abbott, so we're a little bit of a distance away, but not terribly bad. I'm gonna take a look at our flight plan here once it loads, so we can actually see what we're supposed to be at. And of course, it actually does not tell me. So that's a few of the things that they actually need to like figure out. They actually need to get all the settings in, because I don't know what altitude I'm supposed to be at or anything like that. Not a clue. We are going to be doing a hard right, though, once we get a little bit closer to our destination airport. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't think that I'll do the on-camera for the flight back, but I think what we'll do is we'll set it up, the aircraft up to go to the other location, which is a little bit further than this one. It's a little bit more of a distance away, so we'll climb and maintain a little bit higher of an altitude. And if I know my map at all, London should actually be over in this area over here. See the moon, it looks nice and gorgeous. Wow, it just looks so good. Barely touch the throttle, at least on the controls that I have, and you just speed up so incredibly fast, it's ridiculous. Alright, so I'm going to quickly hit my heading mode and take that off, and we're also going to go back to nav mode, so it's weird. I don't really know how else I can do that. So as long as I'm going in the direction that I want to be going, then I can click on heading mode, and then I have to quickly set it back to nav mode. I don't know if there's another way that I can do that. At least I couldn't figure it out in the settings. So I guess there's that. I should probably set on my stream deck, I should probably set the other ones up to 2 sets. So like if I push it once for heading, I could turn it on, then I could turn it off, and the same thing with nav. I could turn it on and turn it off. That would be pretty nice. But if I push nav again, it turns off instantly, but it'd be nice to actually have it so that it turns off. And then I can actually see what's on by having it become a different color. And that would be pretty spectacular. So then I know like what stuff is actually on. Like I would know that if my autopilot's on without having to really see too much of anything on it. Alright, I am going to go ahead and descend, and we're also going to lower our speed a little bit. So let's go down to 3,000 feet, vertical speed, and we're going to descend 800 feet per minute. I have no idea what we're actually supposed to be at here. Can we actually see the field? Oh, it looks like it up there in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. We could actually see it for just a little bit. There's an airport right here. Which one that one is? Yeah, we're going to be flying all around the UK, I think, in a lot of the upcoming... Oh yeah, so there we go. We got EGZD. That one... Oh no, I don't think it is that one. It might be. I'm curious. I can't see. But there is our destination airport. So yeah, we're not going too far away. I'm gonna switch it over to lock mode. I need to get our active nav. I need to put a mode switch there, so I don't have to actually switch that there. That'd be pretty nice and handy. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hit approach. So that way when we get closer to that green line, it'll start to bring us down. And move us to the left, which it should be bringing, it should be coming closer. It should be going from right to left here pretty soon. There it goes. And I can also see the glide path coming down a little bit as well. So that's gonna start to pull us out of the sky here very, very quickly. But now we're not dropping out of the sky like the last the last one was kind of interesting. I don't know, and I don't know where general aviation is at this airport. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do flaps down, at least to take off. All right, we're below our 3,000 feet. We're also gonna do our landing gear. Yeah, we should have burned hardly any fuel coming down to this airport at all. All right, let's make sure that our gear is down. Gear is down, 3 greens, we're good. And then let's go ahead and get our last bit of flaps for our landing flaps. Give it a little bit more power. But we want to slowly keep bringing it down. The 95 knot range for landing. And we're 4.3 nautical miles away from the airport. I can't quite make out the lights, but I guess I could follow the glide path. So I'm actually going to try to do that right now. We're turning off this. The aircraft is mine now. We're at full configuration. There we go.
230 at 2 knots.
Beautiful. Alright, we're just a little bit high now. Everything is looking pretty good. A bit low according to our glide path, but the lights actually are looking pretty good. That one says we're a little high all of a sudden.
Landing time logged.
Nice.
Landed at Echo Golf Sierra Sierra, Stansted.
And we're gonna take that exit right there. Might as well put up the flaps. We don't really need those either. Abby. All right. Taxi lights on, landing lights off. Actually, let's stop here for just a second and take a look at where any other aircraft might be at. Oh, general aviation is over there, it looks like. Well, whoopsie doopsie. Oh, there's some right there, actually. So I guess we're just gonna go forward. And then, like I said, I'm gonna fly back to the previous airport. And go ahead and then when we're ready to go for that, we're gonna come back and deliver the rest of those goods. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. Fortunately, we're not going to get paid at this point in time, so there's going to be nothing to see except for us losing a little bit of money for the fuel that we had to pay for, the landing fees, and then the rental of the per hour, whatever the whatever hours, which that was really not very many hours at all. Wow, is that a lot of caravans over there? Jeez. Couple jets. Has a funky looking livery on that plane. Yep, right about there. That works good for me. We're gonna go ahead and do that, and we're gonna. Okay. Sure, we're okay. We're okay. We made it. We made it here in one piece. We can turn off the taxi lights. We can turn off the nav and the strobe lights as well. We can come up here. We can turn off our autopilot, and all the lights are off. So let's go ahead and bring that out.
Engine off, time logged.
And that looks good. And we can turn off everything else.
In OnAir company.
Nice. And then I guess we could just take a look at the other screen and show you guys that we actually got it. And we earned our bonuses. So we got 20%. And we actually got 0.08 for a reputation change, which is fantastic. And then we're up to 146. So we only got 19 experience points for that specific flight. So fortunately, it is kind of what it is. But like I was mentioning earlier, I'm going to fly back to that airport, which is this one right here. And then we're going to fly all the way basically down to Heathrow, which is right here. And then from there, I'm just going to do a short little flight over to London City so that we can actually work on the next one, unless I happen to find something where we can actually make a little bit of extra cash, because this $12,000 one definitely does help us out, but we won't get paid until the end of our next flight. But if you guys did enjoy today's episode, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.